When was the last time you did something against your will which deeply transformed you in a positive way? In my life, I've run almost 20 marathons. Berlin, Paris, Amsterdam, and many others. Just 2 weeks ago, I was in top 1% of people who finished London Marathon. But of all my finisher medals, there is one which I treasure the most. It's not for my fastest race, but the slowest one. Mr. Contest Chair, fellow runners and non-runners alike, this race happened over a year ago, but it remains fresh in my memory and has profoundly affected my attitude to life. I used to be a very mean, selfish, self-centered person. You know, the kind of guy who won't buy you a pint of Guinness unless you pay for the first round. I was focused on my career and races, but love changes everything, and I was yet to experience it. I was having a romantic dinner in a French restaurant with my girlfriend Anya when she suddenly said something I would never expect her to say. Darling, would you help me to run a half marathon? I was completely taken aback. And since I never coached or wanted to coach anyone, you might easily guess my first reaction. But when I looked into her big, blue, beautiful eyes, staring at me with such tenderness, to my surprise, I only said, "I'll help you." Brightening up, she exclaimed, "Brilliant! The race is in 6 weeks. And if I finish it in less than 2 hours, it will make me really, really happy." Ladies and gentlemen, which would you rather have? A happy girlfriend or just a girlfriend? I obviously prefer the former, but running 13 miles in less than 2 hours is quite a challenge even for many seasoned runners, let alone a casual walker. So I decided to do what every responsible man would do in my place. Tell her the truth rather than what she wanted to hear. And simply talk her out of this silly idea. But when I looked again into her big, blue, beautiful eyes, when I felt on my face her hard-melting gaze, before I realized, I heard myself saying, "We'll do it! Don't worry. You just need to trust me." And trust me she did, completely, rigorously following the training plan which I wrote for her. For the next 6 weeks, instead of lavish dinners in fancy restaurants, our dates consisted of running around the Hyde Park, followed by a recovery drink and a banana. Not this one. Finally, the race day came. A sunny Sunday in a lovely park near Milton Keynes, buzzing with wild cheers from both spectators and runners. Anya believed in me, but I didn't believe in her. So to make sure that everything went well, I signed up for the race too. I was running next to her, carrying water, energy gels, and controlling the pace. I was listening closely to how she was breathing, motivating her along the way, and even dragging her physically. When my inspirational words were not inspiring enough. I, an elite runner, had to swallow my pride when we were passed by people in fancy dresses. A Superman, a tiny leprechaun, and even a Shrek with a donkey. But it was all about Anya, and I could tell that she was pushing herself beyond her limits, only because she trusted me. We crossed the finish line holding our hands after 1 hour and 58 minutes. I was just 2 minutes away from having just a girlfriend. And when I looked this time into her big blue beautiful eyes, I saw joy, pride, and immense gratitude. I might be a tough guy, but when she hugged me and kissed me on the cheek, I was nearly crying. I knew I would never forget that day because it made me happier than anything I'd ever done. So many people helped me to become the speaker and athlete who I am today. People who coached me, who encouraged me when I doubted myself, and even those who put me back in my place when I acted smug. I could never find a way to pay them back, but on that day, when running with Anya, I realized that I reciprocated by helping someone else, by paying it forward. An idea which comes from the film with the same title. In fact, to pay forward might actually be a better thing. The act of returning the favor involves only 2 people. But when you start paying forward, and the people who help will do the same, the kindness will spread and could potentially reach every person in the world. Since the incident when I fell for the big blue beautiful eyes, I started applying this approach to my everyday life, my work, relationships, my speeches, and I thoroughly enjoy it. Paying forward doesn't have to involve a half marathon. It can be as simple as a friendly smile to a stranger. One of my favorite speakers, Zig Ziglar, once said, "You can get everything in life you want if you just help other people get what they want." So I encourage you today, whenever someone does something good for you, think not only how to pay it back, but how to pay it forward. Mr. Contest Chef.